Hey everybody, Justin Worden, you're watching What's New in Electronics. We are here in SMTA Guadalajara 2025 on the floor with my American friend, Brad Pagano from Financial Inertia. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, bud. How about yourself?
I mean, I'm surprised that you and I are sitting down in Guadalajara, Mexico, when we do this so many times up in the USA. But I wanted to talk to you and specifically invited you down here to talk a little bit more about what's happening between Texas and Mexico, because with the new presidency, with all the manufacturing moving around, we're seeing that border from a work perspective getting thinner and thinner.
Well, yeah, I mean, maquiladores have always been very popular between the borders of the United States and Mexico, you know, Tijuana, Nuevo Laredo, and in Juarez. But as you've seen with the tariffs, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, whatever you feel about them, there's an opportunity now for businesses to not only conduct business on both sides of the border, but there's businesses that are outside of what we consider North America or NAFTA, and coming in and they're producing here in Mexico and they're moving across into the United States. Let's face it, it's cheaper, it's quicker, and the supply chains are making it so that people that do business here in the North American conduit are having a lot more success. So what we're doing in Austin is we're helping people get into Texas, get into the United States, helping them with banking, helping them look for financing, helping them look for funding, and helping them look for real estate because their needs are so specific. And that's what we do in Austin, is we find those opportunities and we help them thrive.
Well, there you go. You actually hit the segue perfect. Now I remember why you're down here. Financial Inertia, you know, you talk about financial services in the United States and why would you actually come down to Mexico? But you hit the nail on the head. There's so many companies, manufacturers down here because of tariffs. It does make more financial sense to move some manufacturing back into the United States. And we see that with some of our members of SMTA Austin that are actually offering maybe 1, 2, 3 lines of manufacturing. And now they're getting calls from companies in Mexico saying, hey, can I bring a line in? Can I send business your way? Because it's better for me to either move my production there or part of my production or pay you to produce this part for me than trying to bring it across the border.
Absolutely. I mean, there is an initial cost. Let's not get it twisted. There is a cost to doing business anywhere in the world. And right now, if you want to do business in the United States, there's a cost to it. But if you want to do business in Canada, China, Korea, Germany, Italy, anywhere in the world, there's a cost to it. Inherently, there's going to be something there. So the idea is, how can you mitigate that cost as quickly as possible? And how can you turn the ROI very, very positive? So if you're going to outlay capital to bring a line in to help manufacture something in the United States so you can minimize that tariff, if you're saving, say, 50% here and your cost of your space is X over here, there's a way that you can, within 3 to 6 to even 9 months, be out of that kind of negative thing and be into a positive ROI. The question then is how do you bank? Because all of the regulations, there is going to be some deregulation, but for the most part, you're going to find people that want to do business in the United States, A, because the economy is thriving, and it's going to be thriving, and B, there's a lot being said about doing business in the US, and you see big companies, Apple, Tesla, Firefly, Samsung, they're relocating, Cisco, some of them right to Austin, Texas, in our backyard. And you know what? You got to spend money to make money, and that's what we're doing here at Financial Inertia. We're helping you navigate those pitfalls in order to do it correctly, but then you get involved with places like SMTA Mexico, and you can help them navigate that border. And I think that's important because shipping from Mexico into the United States comes with its own challenges, but at the end of the day, if you can help somebody save time and money and make a friend on the other side of the border, it's a win-win-win for everybody.
I want to bring up a point that you talked about. It was the banking aspect, because that is one challenge, and I know this challenge intimately working with Rocca Solutions, is when you decide that you want to open up an entity on the USA, maybe you're a homegrown Latin American company, you get in the United States, you get the tax ID, you get the EIN, those type of things, but then it comes time to banking.
Right.
And when we talk about the big banks, you know who they are, and even some of the small banks, they're very hesitant to start working with a company that may have a great history in Latin America, but now they're moving business and operations into the United States.
Right, and again, that's a risk thing for them. As somebody who's worked and been very intimate into that industry, the risk associated with working with foreign entities is very, very high right now. So the suggestion I would give is, if you want to do business in the United States, like Rocca does, Rocca has a subsidiary that's United States based. Then you need a United States based kind of executive like yourself, who can then be the person that can go in and that can maintain that bank account and that relationship. The same way that if you wanted to open a bank account in China or in Africa or in Australia, you would need the same thing. The rules aren't any different, it's just that they're exacerbated and they're magnified in the US because we're right now the ones that are kind of pushing all the tariff buttons. So the idea is, if you want to do business in the US, We want to do business with you in the U.S. Believe me, we want to do more business. We want to keep costs low. We want to benefit because we have the ability, the scale to help the world. But if you want to do it in the U.S., you've got to do it the right way. And if you come in and you try to backdoor or patch something and you nickel and dime, United States banks can close your account like that without warning. So if you want to do it the right way, you got to do it right way from the jump. And the right way from the jump, there's a lot of different steps, and that's what we help navigate. How many people in Austin have we helped navigate that? How many people with SMTA Austin have we introduced? And then we look at things, like I said, Samsung, Firefly, Tesla. They're bringing people in. I mean, Elon's South African. He didn't just come here and all of a sudden start a bank account. He went through the proper channels. And that's not to say that you shouldn't attempt to do that, but if you want to do that, you should have a guide, a Sherpa to do that.
Well, and I think the overall message here is they're trying to make sure they're not just popping up ghost companies that are actually operating in Asia or Latin America, and then just happen to have an EIN here, but no actual business happening in the United States. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring that business into the United States, but we want to have an actual company with actual people employing Americans, doing operations, manufacturing, whatever your type of business is, in the United States. You can do your business elsewhere as well, but it's more than just having a ghost company and leveraging USA banking while doing business other ways.
I mean, the one thing that I will say, and free piece of advice for everybody, is don't try to open a bank account in the United States using a mailbox where your address is 123 anyway, box 123. Those things are shot down 99 times out of 100. You may get one through. And also don't use your agent's address. Establish in the US. Spend the money, get a spot, even if it's just a storefront. Get a spot that you can flow goods and things through. Whether you can do just-in-time manufacturing or just-in-time inventory, or you can do what Apple does, and you can basically have people order it and bring it over. There are ways that you can do it, and it is much more beneficial to do it right from the very, very beginning. Because if you get on a blacklist at the banks in America, you won't be able to do banking in America. And there's nothing worse than trying to work through all of the different SWIFT codes and the XRP codes right now with all of the different changes in finance. Do it the right way, right from the very beginning, and let the people in Austin help you, because what's the one thing that we can do in Austin that nobody else can do? We can prove that we can bring people in from everywhere in the world to do business in the United States.
And here's the thing, doing it the right way, it's not cheap, and to be honest with you, it's freaking hard. So don't do it yourself. Reach out to Bradley Pagano. He'll walk you through the steps. He'll make it easy, and he'll make sure it's done right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.